All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday night Hoop Talk. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by OG Tony, Jay McLovin, and Big Lynn. How's it going, guys?
You've been doing pretty good
Doing
on
good.
that. Finally got you again.
Yeah, got me that time.
Yeah, you've been doing pretty good lately. Hey, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. We're doing pretty well. The heck, had a heat wave, had like 51, 52 degrees out like that. I was about ready to go out in my shorts.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, it's been a
What do you
good,
know that?
comfortable 75 here.
Yeah.
Most of that snow's already melted here, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of it melted.
I'm
So
happy
definitely.
I'm happy the snow is ending now and stuff like that, because I got some shit coming up I ain't trying to miss.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully we don't get no more snowstorms, I hope.
Nah, we won't.
Well, the only thing would screw you guys is if it got cold and made it into ice and didn't give you snow. That's the only thing I would think that could get you.
I just hope we have nice weather, not this weekend, but next weekend. So
It's looking like it. Gonzo.
I'm being Indy for state, and I hate when it's cold. Trying to walk to get the Gainbridge and shit when it's cold. So
yeah, you go get something to eat. You got to walk. Yeah, it can be rough. Well, guys, let's jump into.
Are you already there for high school wrestling state championships? Y'all already got? Is that where we're already at the season?
I think we're regionals.
This weekend is semi-state.
Semi-state.
Weekend after is the state.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Well, guys, let's jump into it. Let's talk some hoops. First thing I want to bring up is D'Angelo Russell. I guess he says he's not going to report to Washington, guys. He was a part of a trade. What do they do in a situation like if he refuses to report? Can't that nullify the trade?
That's a good damn question.
I'm not sure.
I feel like in the NFL they could reverse that trade. Well, it's happened before in the NFL is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Okay.
But
okay. I was gonna say NFL.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Because Cowboys and Patriots made a trade back in the day when we had traded our running back, and this is like before we won our first Super Bowl. So, and they had
the only thing I could think of, they threw D'Angelo Russell in there at the very end of it. I don't know if that was for cap purposes or what that was all about. But the only thing I could think of is maybe they would, if they were to keep the trade alive, maybe they would have to throw somebody else in or I think that was more of a money thing to make the money thing work. I think that's why he got thrown in. That's just my speculation.
Okay.
But
Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. Like, I'm not sure how it works. Where if he don't, like, what are the ramifications if he don't show up for the trade, and then like, what about like his contract wise? Like, what's that do to that? Like, if he don't show up, that has to void his contract, wouldn't it? Like,
and that's what I'm thinking. That's a good point. Well, because they dropped Exum. They just dropped it. They got him in the trade, and then they dropped it. That's why I think it's a cap purpose. I think it's a money thing. I think they brought him in to drop the money. Now with D'Angelo, D'Angelo's not been playing exactly well. His defense hasn't been good. His shooting hasn't been good. So I'm kind of thinking that they were probably going to maybe dump him anyway. And I think he's actually helping them because, like Gonzo said, if he doesn't report, then it's got to be a breach of contract, which they, like you said, could null and void it. So the only way that wouldn't make out in that would be D'Angelo. I mean, D'Angelo's going to lose money, and they're going to dump cap if that happens the way it is.
Well, D'Angelo's. I mean, I'm not saying he's a superstar, but he's had some decent years. I mean, he's a decent player. I don't know what his contract is. I thought he had just signed a contract not that long ago.
He only served 17 games, I think it was in Dallas when he got traded over there. He only played like 17 games. That's why I feel like, he's been kind of jumping around a lot since he was with the Lakers. When the Lakers let go of him, he's kind of been bouncing around. And I think that's what he's doing. He's a journeyman at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, see where it goes. Guys, are you ready for I think it's this Sunday, isn't it? The great big NBA All-Star game. I'm sure you guys are can hardly wait for the anticipation for this big game.
I can hardly wait for anticipation for an event that takes place the same day, and it ain't the All-Star game.
Okay.
I ask you guys about that because this was kind of weird to me. when I was looking, and Gonzo, maybe you can shed some light on this. I didn't really know much about it, but it looks like the way they're doing it, they got one tournament going on, and then they had the actual All-Star game itself. Am I right on that? Because it looks like they're doing the Stars and Stripes and World, and then they had the East, and then it's broken down to East and West. So I don't really understand what's going on with that.
Yeah, I've got the NBA West starters and reserves and the East starters and the reserves. Thought we'd talk about that a little bit, man. One thing that stood out to me, that the West starting team and reserves look a hell of a lot stronger than the East does to me on
Hey Tony,
paper.
I
Yeah.
got a score up. I got a score update for the Pacers game. Pacers are
Okay.
up 131 to 124 with a minute 21 left in overtime.
Okay, who they playing?
New York Knicks at the Garden.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's crazy.
When I was looking
Pacers
at that
playing pretty
West,
decent.
it doesn't look like I guess SGA's not playing, right? He's injured, so they had to sub him in with somebody else. I don't know who they subbed him in with, but they subbed somebody else in there for him. And I'm not
Yeah,
sure who
see,
that person is.
Yeah, see, I've got that. He's still in the thing, but I know there's some changes to it. Let's go over the West, and like I said, there could be some changes to this. Of course, Stephen Curry. I don't know if he's playing. Of course, Luka. I'm not sure. Is he healthy? Luka. I think Luka is, but I'm not sure about Joker. Like you said, you got
Um,
Alexander.
I want to say I seen something the other night that Luka was hurt. I can't remember for sure, but I feel like he's
Okay.
maybe has a lingering injury, so
Yep.
I'm not
So
sure if
yeah,
he'll play on Sunday. So
yeah, you got Curry, Luka, Shea Alexander, Joker, and Victor. Whatever his damn name, William Obama. He is. That's this was the plan for to be the starters. Again, there could be some changes. Here's the reserves I have. Devin Booker.
They're not playing the East versus West game, are they?
They're not. Well, they said the West starters and the East starters. Who's playing who?
So that's what I was trying to say. It's kind of weird the way they're doing it.
Like the lineup, the teams I'm looking at are USA Stars, USA Stripes, and World. I don't even see an East and the West on what I'm looking at.
Now I've
Well,
seen it
we'll
two
give
different ways, Gonzo. I forget the website I pulled it off of, but you're right. There's a tournament going on with Stars,
That's what I'm
Stripes, and World.
I don't think Glenn. There's not an East versus West game, right? They might have done an
Uh,
East West All Star like that, but I don't think there's an East West game anymore.
I'm going to look it up right now.
I think
I know they won the championship. Yep.
this.
Okay. All right. I have it right here in front of me. It's on Sunday at 5 o'clock. It's going to be Stars versus the World. Then at 5:55 p.m. it is Stripes versus to be determined. Then the winner of the Stripes also play it on Sunday at 6:25. So it's like a little round robin games from 5 until
Yeah, so there is no
7.
East versus West.
No,
so they
no,
just named the start. They just named the players that would be playing, but they're
Yep.
not necessarily going to be playing. They're not playing West against East.
Nope, they are not.
But it's weird though because they actually have an East and West lineup. So you're not wrong, Tony, in the East-West lineup. I just don't know if they're going to play a game. I think it's going to be a round-robin tournament, but then there's also an East-West selection. Like you made the East-West team, but you're not necessarily playing against each other. That's the way I understand it. It's kind of weird. It's weird.
USA Stripes roster is Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, then it just pretty much scratches everything I had down here. But I'll go ahead and give who. Well, here's who the players were. I mean, let's say this was the East, and they had down starters. It even said starters and reserves, all that thing. So it's kind of weird, you know. But anyway, on the reserves on the East side, this was just players that got picked from the East and then players picked from the West. How they put them together, well, you know, got Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, LeBron James, and why is James on the team? I don't understand. Jamal Murray. That was the East side. Of course, you had Giannis, which I don't think he's playing at all. Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey. And then the reserves, supposedly for the East, was that Scotty Barnes, Jalen Duran, Jalen Johnson. A lot of Jalen's on the East. Donovan Mitchell, Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and Carl Anthony Towns.
Okay,
So,
Yeah,
what they did, they done the all-star voting like they normally do, which is East and West. But what they did was with the United States teams, they took the players and made two teams, and then there's one world team, and they're going to do like a little round robin thing,
round
and then
robin.
yeah.
championship game.
They just made it confusing and complicated.
But if you don't, yeah, that's very, very confusing. If you didn't understand
The
that,
teams are made up of those players you just named.
Yes. Okay.
yeah,
Is what I'm saying.
There might be
They made a Stars
substitution.
team and a Stripes team, and then the world team.
Which I think there are some subs because I don't think
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't-
Sengun is in now. Oh,
yeah, because
Shay's out.
Luca might not be playing.
Shay's
I
out.
I
I
know.
heard on the radio.
Yeah.
But this is the
Yeah.
first year of this new format too, so it's a little different.
Okay. And I did see, I can't remember his name. You guys might remember. It's a guy that's injured. He's out with, I think, a torn ACL, but he's going to compete in the 3-point shooting contest.
Lillard, Damian Lillard.
yeah, I wonder how that's going to work because he doesn't have the ACL to stabilize.
What's he going to do?
He's out
Shoot
injured.
Shoot from a chair?
Yeah, wheelchair.
I probably shouldn't say it because
Yeah, there were some surprises in that though.
Hey, if Lindsey Vaughn can ski down a hill with a torn ACL, he can throw up
Well,
some 3-pointers.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, she kind of skied down the hill. She didn't ski very far. She didn't last too long.
What I'm saying is, if they think she could
Yeah.
accomplish that, you can
Well,
you can make your way around shooting some threes. He don't have to be real explosive.
Hey,
to
but
go
they don't
in.
load management in the Olympics though.
no, that's true. That's true.
Man, hey, that's good. Hey, I'm glad. Hey, I don't think maybe you don't need an ACL to shoot a three. I don't know. Hell,
If you need some alternative programming for Sunday, instead of watching the NBA All-Star, turn your TV on to Fox and watch the Daytona 500.
I'll be watching the Olympics.
Hey, that's not a bad deal either. 'Cause I don't think the NBA All-Star is going to be too well.
Guys, one thing real quick. Who do you guys I know we talked about it a little bit last week. Offhand, who do you think won the trades in the from the NBA deadline? Is there any team that stood out to you? I know me and Chris, we like what and I think
Yeah.
Big Glenn
Oh,
does
you know
too.
I
I like what the Pacers did. That's going to be more for next year, I would think. But I like the move that they made. I thought it was a good move. Anything stand out to you, Jay?
well, first of all, I didn't know what exactly did the Pacers? What did y'all actually get in the trade, or who did y'all trade? I don't think I saw that one.
Zubac and Kobe Brown. We did give up the potential rights to the first round draft pick this year, but we get to keep it if it's 1 through 4, 10 through 30. So
Yeah, if it's 5 through 9, the other team
Okay.
gets it.
Yeah.
And we did give up. Hell,
Mathurin.
can't think of his name right now. Mathurin.
Mathurin is Isaiah Jackson.
Jackson.
I think Dallas, even though they gave up Luka for Anthony obviously didn't last long. But I think the picks that they got and some of the players they got, I think Dallas did fairly decent with their team and getting a little bit younger with the picks. Hopefully the picks will pan out. You never know what picks until you get them, so it's hard to say, right? I don't know if there's a whole lot of big winners and losers this year.
Hey, Justin.
I mean, you can say Washington got better with Trae Young, right? But
Like I said, they have 75 fucking guards.
Yeah.
Not one of the All-Star
That's-
team.
The only thing that they brought in Mike is freaking that Michael Jordan statue outside the United Center.
that is awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. 75 guards and not one damn All-Star. What a time to be alive. You said the Bulls hate me. Hey, I'm not feeling bad for you. Your Bears are doing hell of a good, man. Y'all turned around, so take what you can get on that one, Mike.
Yep.
I went too much straight picking the Bears, and they was winning everything.
Yeah, that's one thing that made things a little easier which we knew things could be tough for the Pacers, but it's been a little tougher than what I thought it was going to be with all the injuries and everything. But
Fans have
IU
still been showing out.
but Hoosiers came out and helped
Thank
us out.
God.
So the pain's not quite so bad after the Pacers last year getting hurt in the championship, and then
And our
this
Hoosier
year just
and our Hoosier men's basketball team isn't bad this year either.
playing pretty good. Playing pretty good. Chris, was there anything that stood out to you besides the Pacers? Any team stood out to you?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really got a lot better this year.
Yeah. I will say this, though, and this isn't a trade, but I guess y'all saw that now Tatum is playing in the G League right now, I guess continuing his rehab stint. Could you imagine if they continue to stay in the position that they're in right now and then they get Tatum back? I don't know. What does that do for the Celtics, Gonzo? I mean, in terms of the East, they still got to deal with Detroit, and I guess New York is still kind of in there. But if they get Tatum back, how does that help them or catapult them?
It just depends because the guy coming off that kind of injury, you don't know what he's going to look like when he first comes back. So
Right.
It's hard to know how big of an impact he would make this season if he does come back. Some guys can come back and play pretty good, but we've seen guys it takes about a half a season to a season before they really get back good in a rhythm and back to really trusting that league. So it'd be hard to tell until you see him out there and see how he's moving and see what kind of confidence he has in the leg. Most of it's I think the mental part is probably the biggest part because your body can feel good all you want, but if you don't trust it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good. That's true. Yeah, I agree. I think that if he's going to play, and like I said, there's some mental stuff, but I think if he does play, I think he'll do. I'm not going to say he's going to be what he was, but I think he could possibly play good enough to help them maybe make it to the finals again. I mean, I think Detroit's awful good, but after that, I mean, the Knicks. I mean, they're 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're playing pretty well. I think they've got healthier. Cleveland's played a lot better. I mean, Cleveland's now 33-21. I'll go with Stan, but they're 9-1. Excuse me. They're 9-1 in their last 10 too. So Cleveland's really turned it around. Plus, Cleveland might have made a couple of moves that really help them. So they may have been the team that helped themselves the most at the trade deadline for this year.
Yeah, because I wanted to say Cleveland because of the Harden trade. I just don't know what Harden's going to be able to accomplish in the postseason where he's, typically has struggled in the postseason. So
yeah,
I think, like what Mike said, it just depends on if Harden shows up or doesn't show up as to whether that Cleveland got the better end of that or not.
Yeah, that's true. Let's go over the conference a little bit in the East. Going into tonight, we had Detroit 39-13 leading the way. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Like I said, the Knicks are 34-19. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Celtics are behind them. Well, they're tied 34-19. And that was coming into tonight. So it's going to be some changes. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games. Cleveland, like I said, 33-21. They're 9-1. They're in the fourth spot. Fifth spot, the Raptors, 32-22. So they're 7-3. In their last 10. The 76ers are 30-23, playing a little bit better. They're 6-4 in their last 10. And then in the seventh spot, we got the Magics 28-24. They're about 500 in their last 10. And then the Heat 28-27 and 5-5 in their last 10 games. That's the top 8 in the East.
Hey, Tony, I got a score update on the Pacer game.
Okay.
Pacers close out the New York Knicks 137-134 in overtime. 9 players scored 8+ points tonight for the Pacers.
Okay. Let's take a look at the West real quick, guys. We got the Thunder 41-13 right now, 5-5 in their last 10. The Spurs 36-16, 4 games back. They're 7-3 in their last 10. The Nuggets 34-20, 5-5 their last 10. The Rockets 32-19 right now, 6-4 their last 10. The Lakers behind them in the fifth spot, 32-20. They're 6-4 in their last 10. We got the Timberwolves, Minnesota 33-22 in the sixth spot. They're 6-4 their last 10. Phoenix Suns, 31-22. They're 5-5 in their last 10. And in the eighth spot, the Warriors, 29-25, and they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. So not a whole lot's changed in the standings. The Rockets and the Lakers kind of battling out there in the middle. Nuggets kind of hanging on to that third spot, even though with some injuries, they're still hanging on to that third spot. And then pretty much for quite a while now, the Thunder and the Spurs have been the top two teams. So anything standing out to you, Jay?
One of the things that stands out to me is the fact that LeBron's kind of come out and already said that he doesn't think right now, at least where the Lakers are, that they're a title team. And I kind of feel like when the leader or the quote unquote leader of your team is saying that you're not a title team, what does that do for their confidence? What does that do for the team in the locker room and thinking that they can battle back and they can fight when the leader is telling you that, hey, I don't think we're this. That's why I don't think the Lakers are going to do anything this year. And I almost think that's almost kind of a toxic thing for LeBron to say to his team when they're trying to battle and your leader doesn't think that you're a title team. Then does that make them now want to give up and say, hell with it? If Bron doesn't believe that we're something that maybe we aren't, I just say it's a bad thing to say to your team, you know? So I kind of worry about where the Lakers are going to go from here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Well, honestly, Jay, do you think the Lakers are a title team?
No.
No,
because I think the Nuggets are just too. I think the Nuggets are too strong. The OKC is too strong. And San Antonio is very strong, and Houston is starting to show that they can come back, and they got the win tonight over the Clippers. You know, and they're actually playing pretty good. So I think right now the Lakers, because they're such influx, and because LeBron's kind of come out and basically said that, hey, we're not a title team, that I think they're just going to kind of fade. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to go far. I think they're a one and done in a series.
Yeah. I think the Lakers, just my opinion right now, would have a hard time beating any of the top four teams in a series. I think they would. I think I'm not saying they couldn't beat them, but I think it'd be difficult for them. Chris, what do you think? You think the Lakers, could they beat the Rockets or the Nuggets or the Spurs or the Thunder in a series?
I mean, anything's possible. I mean, I wouldn't have them favored to do it, but I mean, they have talent on that team, and if they get hot shooting the ball and play some good defense, they could. I didn't take what LeBron said as burying the Lakers as other people did. To me, he was asked a question to compare the Lakers to the OKC Thunder, and his exact quote, if you read the whole quote, was, "You want me to compare us to them? That's a championship team right there," LeBron said. "We're not. We can't sustain energy and effort for 48 minutes, and they can. That's why they won the championship." To me, that's he's saying that he's talking to his teammates. He's motivating his teammates. Hey, we got to put in more effort. He's trying to be a leader. I don't think me, it's not him trying to bury the team. To me, it was him talking to his teammates, trying to be a leader. Like, hey, the effort we're giving out right now is not an effort of a championship team. And if we want to try to be a championship team, we got to play like we got to give it the effort that they're giving. So I didn't take it like he was just giving up on his team and burying his team. To me, he was trying to be a leader and trying to motivate his guys a little bit. Yeah. But I just don't think they have enough depth on that team to make a serious run in the playoffs. So
they're not strong enough. If, like I said, if they get hot shooting, they're not bad, but they're not real good defensive team consistently, and they're not a real great rebounding team consistently. And if they play a team like Houston, who's got a Sagoon who can pound the boards, San Antonio who can pound the boards, I think they'll struggle. I don't think they have enough players.
Yeah. Plus, with their depth, they'd have to stay 100% healthy. I mean, just so many things would have to fall into place and go right. They don't have no zero room for error to try to make any kind of run.
I think just to clarify what I'm saying, when I was in the military, and I had a lot of really good leaders, and they always said, you say the negatives, and not negatives, but you say the areas that you can improve upon, but you always end it with a positive. And what I'd like to see out of LeBron is say, you know what, right now, our energy, like Chris said, our energy is not where it needs to be. our health maybe is not where it needs to be. But I do believe in this team, and I do believe that we can get there, but we're going to have to put the work in. I think there's a way you can finesse it to where you show leadership into it, but yet you're also being realistic where you are. That's just kind of where I like to – that's where I think you should be. But, I don't know. I come from a different mold.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't know. Is LeBron – I'm not saying he's not. You guys might be able to gauge it better because you guys watch more NBA than me. I don't know if LeBron – is he really considered a great leader?
Yeah.
Maybe by example, but I don't know about.
I don't know. I mean, for me, my version of what a great leader is probably not going to be the same as what people's version of a leader is today. Because Tony and Chris, you're part of this, and even Glenn, we're all kind of in that same age range or whatever. That we come from an era where even Michael said, "I don't understand what this load management is. If I'm going to be out there, I want to be out there every single game. I don't ever want to miss a game." And I don't know. I come from that, and I think that's kind of where I'm at a disadvantage because I'm not trying to be argumentative, but I feel like my version of what a leader is may be different than what other people's version of what a leader is. Well, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of struggle with Braun a little bit on that.
Yeah. Well, you're looking at probably more military leaders, which that would be, at least I think. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think that's what you're saying, and that would be different than a on-court leader. I think that's two different. I'm not saying completely different, but I think it's a little different because I mean he's not a coach. He's not. You still want to be a leader, but a coach, like when me and Chris coach, when we coached at the Powell Club and coached wrestling, he coached high school wrestling. Of course, my approach was different, and Chris's approach was a little different when he was coaching younger kids too than high school. It's a different thing. We always led with the positives. First thing, no matter if the kid got destroyed out on the map, we tried to find the positives first, and then we went to the stuff that we needed to work on or what we needed to get better on. That's the way we did it because we was dealing with younger kids, so it's different at all levels. Big Glenn, what are you thinking about the Lakers? Or are they? Do you think they can make a move? They're there in that fifth spot. Do you think they're a dangerous team, or do you think they're about where they're going to be?
I think they're gonna fall back a little bit. I think they'll fall back to that 6, 7, 8 spot, maybe. Maybe be down there with Portland at the end of the year. I don't think they can sustain their success.
Let me ask you this, guys: if Celtics get healthy and get the players back, do you think they would be the favorites to win that division? Even though Detroit's played so well,
No.
and has a 5.5 game lead on the Knicks right now, and a 5.5 game lead on the Celtics.
No.
I'm not saying anybody's going to catch the Pistons, but do you think at playoff time that experience that the Celtics has, the experience wise, is something Detroit struggled with last year, but of course they got some experience last year. Do you think that could make a difference and Detroit would be able to hold off the Celtics, or you think the Celtics would be? If they played, would they be? Do you think that the Celtics would be the favorite, or if they're healthy, or Detroit would be the favorite? Chris, what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, so Glenn, go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. Glenn.
I'll let Gonzo go. He's been waiting.
Okay.
Either way, I think it just a lot of that depends on Tatum, what he looks like when he comes back. But I mean, if the Celtics get in the playoffs and Tatum, if he's back and he gets to play a little bit before the playoffs and can get in a little bit of a rhythm with that team. I mean, the Celtics could be real dangerous in a 5-game or 7-game series, and I think could push Detroit. I don't think they'll catch Detroit in the regular season, but yeah, I mean, you get in a 7-game series. If say they play late in the playoffs or something, I think it would be an interesting series.
Yeah, I agree with you because just that experience. I mean, they've got a lot of experience. And then the guy who stepped up this year, I can't remember his name. Is it White?
Yeah,
Derek White.
Yeah. He was, to me. He's the number 2 right now, but I think he could be a number 2 on a lot of teams instead of before he was a number 3. So I think that if they if they know what Tatum can do and can't do, if they can place it in the right spots, I think Boston could be really dangerous in the East. Whether they would have enough to handle some of the teams in the West, now that's a whole different story. But don't get me wrong. I'd rather see some new blood. I'd like to see the Pistons make it there. I really would. Jay, what do you think? You think Boston could be dangerous? Do you think the Boston would they be the favorites if Tatum comes back and he's 90% and they've got things figured out?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play devil out. I'm gonna play both sides of it. If Tatum doesn't come back, or if he comes back and he's not fully there, I think Celtics have the experience, but I think Detroit has the talent. And they also have a hunger. I mean, we saw last year when they played against the Knicks, that was a very, very hungry team. And I think they're hungry this year, even more hungry this year to avenge what happened last year. And that's a very dangerous thing when you get that level of a chip on your shoulder and you have talent to back it up. And Bickerstaff is a hell of a good coach. But on the flip side, what Gonzo was saying, if Tatum comes back, and if he's at 90% of what Tatum can do, well, that can flip the script right there. Because now you have a very talented Tatum and Brown combo. We know what that can do for you. And you throw in Derek White and a couple other guys that they have. That could be a very dangerous team that could counteract what Detroit's doing. So it's really hard to say. It really kind of just depends on where Tatum is when he comes back, if he comes back. And that really is going to be the telltale sign. If Tatum doesn't come back, I think this is Detroit season to win it and go to the finals.
Okay. Big Glenn?
I think if I got Detroit win it regardless, as far as if they just go up against Boston and stuff. So it's one of those kinds of things that even if Jason Tatum does come back, he's not playing a whole lot of minutes off the bat. And I don't even think he's going to play that much into the playoffs, So I feel like Detroit would have the upper hand in that way.
Okay. Okay, guys, that's all I have. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
Go Pacers, man! They got.
I just wanted to go.
They got their shit done tonight in the Garden in that way. So
yeah. Well, hey, I'd rather see him tank. What the hell?
Well, this is a good thing for for tonight because they ain't winning the Brooklyn tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, you anytime the Pacers can beat the Knicks, Big Glenn's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
I just got a couple of questions. I just want to kind of go back to the All-Star weekend real quick and just ask you guys a couple of questions, get your thoughts on it. Number one is, when we look at the Stars, the Stripes, and the World, I feel like even though I know SGA is not playing in it, and possibly I think Giannis is still hurt. Maybe Giannis won't be playing either. And I think possibly there might be one other player. Maybe I think Gonzo brought up maybe Joker might not be there. But even if you take those three guys out, you still got a Luka, you still got Murray, you still got Sengun, which just put up a triple-double last night. You still got Siakam, you still got Cat, and most importantly, you still got Wemby. I mean, I think they can still put up I think they're going to be a very difficult squad to go up against when you look at what the U.S. has on both the Stars and the Stripes. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? Do you think this is the World's game to win, or do you think that the Stars and Stripes could possibly make it a series?
I would think the World's got the advantage.
Yeah. Gonzo, what are you thinking, man?
If the World was healthy, they would win, but they're not healthy. They got so many guys not playing, so I figure one of the United States teams is going to win.
Really?
Yeah, Luka's probably not going to play.
True.
I mean, a lot of them guys aren't going to play.
But they got to sub them with somebody, and I'm wondering. That's a good point.
You're not subbing with the caliber players that you got on the other team.
Oh no doubt. I guess what I'm saying is, I wonder because they haven't come out and said. I think SGA they actually have a replacement for SGA, and I forget who it was. But for like Joker, Luka, Giannis, they haven't named anybody who's going to be their replacement. So I'm kind of curious. Not so much that they're going to win because I think you're right, Gonzo. They have too many injuries, but I wonder who they're going to sub them with. Like, who are they going to bring in?
If they were healthy, I think they would have won. I think they would have won it myself.
Lynn, what are you thinking, man?
I know. I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking. And
please do.
It's all Big Lynn words of wisdom because I think I idea where I'm going with this, buddy.
Oh shit!
So I'll tell you exactly who's going to win on this weekend. It's going to be Chase Elliott because who gives a shit about the NBA All-Star game on Sunday?
Tell them how you really feel. Tell them how you really feel.
Jason, so what time is this race?
I think it's 3:30 on. Let me check.
Okay, because I might try to watch a little bit of this race.
I'll probably be watching Olympics.
I will too, but I might. Okay, I'll try to click over and see what's going on.
Yeah, you'll have time.
Let me ask you one other question while he's looking this up real quick.
We've already got time figured out. It's 2:30 on Fox.
Oh, okay. So it's on Fox?
Yep, Fox
I'll probably
2:30.
watch a little bit of it. Let me ask you this. Is there anybody out there that you feel like got snubbed in this year's All-Star game? I got one player in mind, but I'm curious to who y'all might, if y'all think anybody got snubbed. Or maybe should have been considered. Maybe he wasn't. I'm just going to give you the name. I think Embiid. I'm surprised Embiid's not on there somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, has he been playing that many minutes?
And that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's why he's not. I know he has. I think he's been injured a little bit here and there.
I don't have anybody, honestly.
Well, let me ask you guys, because I thought, just my opinion, I thought Siakam could have been a starter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't listed. He wasn't listed as a starter. He was listed as a sub. I know the things all jumbled around the way they did it, but I thought he could have been a starter on a team.
Yeah.
And he may end up being with some of the injuries. I'm not saying he won't be. Because, like you said, Giannis probably not going to be playing.
Do you think Trae Young has taken a lot of steps back? Because even he's not on the All-Star list. Do you think he's taken a lot of steps back since he came in the league?
I think he is a locker room cancer.
I think he's a head case.
Yeah.
And he don't play defense great. I think he's a head case.
You know how I know you're right about the tone besides seeing him play in person and on TV is that he can be a 96 overall in NBA 2K and can't guard anybody on the fucking game.
That is awesome. I don't know how you can't top that. I guess we gotta go out on
that's
that
true.
Yeah.
I guess you gotta go out on that one. I don't think I can say anything else more than what Glenn just said. So Chase Elliott's probably gonna be on the damn team. Who knows?
Just want to let everybody know tomorrow night we got the hot seat with OG, Tony, me, and the gang. Man, I think I've got right now. I got 9 questions. I may not do 10 because I think some of these are going to be really good, and we're going to go in depth. We're going to go back in history, and not necessarily sports history. We may be going back in our histories, so it's going to be interesting. I do have a couple sports questions in there too, but I think it's going to be a fun night. So you might want to tune in tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, 9 Central, and just real quick on Thursday for our Thursday night blitz, man. I've got a look at the NFL cap spaces breakdowns for the AFC and the NFC, which is going to be interesting because there's some teams that's definitely got some cap troubles, and some teams that's got a lot of money. And then I've got the top NFL free agents in 2026. I've got that too. So I think it's going to be a good show Thursday night. So you might want to tune in for that. Also 10 Eastern and 9 Central.
That sounds really juicy. Honestly, that sounds like a hell of a good conversation. To be honest with you, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about in that one. I like that. It's good stuff.
Also, real quick, this past Monday on GWR, we had a really good show. We
y'all had our house Monday.
Oh yeah, we did. We're gonna have another full house here in a couple of weeks. But we had a really good show. We did our top 5s in different categories for the last year for 2025. And we did 5 categories. We're going to do 6 more on the 23rd, but it was a lot of fun. And so if you haven't checked it out, check that out. It was pretty fun. The guests were pretty good. So they were taking jabs at each other and stuff. So it was pretty fun. So check that out if you haven't. And guys,
Becky Lynch seemed a little pissed off on Monday Night Raw. Didn't
she was having her freaking Glenn suffering succotash moment. It sounded like there for a second.
Yeah, a little bit.
She was a little upset. That's awesome. Good stuff, man.
It's going to be interesting on Face or Hero Thursday night. I'll plug out where we're at 8:00 on the networks, guys, because Marcus called me about 9:45, and he's doing the NXT reviews now. And I'll just give you a sneak peek. He said, "This is shit." he said, "This show's been terrible." He's like the last 2 weeks. He thought they've been really good, and he said, "This is shit." That's what he told me.
He said NXT pooped the bed, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, there's a reason why I said if I had chose to go to the Orlando for NXT, it would have been last week and not tonight. So
Yep.
I
So yeah, he
Marcus likes Bobby the Brain Heenan. I used to like
he
that
does.
guy.
yes. Oh yes.
I could just see him liking that kind of guy. You know, he seems like a very intellectual kind of guy.
I got to see him when he was really young, like 1970.
Did you?
Yep.
God, I wasn't even born then. Jesus. But my first car was a 1970
Okay.
Mustang. Anyway, more for another day.
All right, guys. Let's get out of here. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see everybody tomorrow night.